was it important for this movie to be made?
I think people want escapism right now. I think people want to realize that if you have a dream, you can follow it. It's joyful. It's a comedy. It's not too dark. And I suppose because of Maurice, the real guy, the guy it was based on, it was important to make it because of him. He was a renegade in the best way, and I think we're very lucky to be able to tell his story.
What was it for you, this journey? I mean, you're getting into this, and there's all these layers to this character. How did you start approaching that?
I think it was a long time talking about it with the writer Simon Farnaby, and I think what we just kept going with, and why we kind of kept on with it, was just there was something really special and that spoke to all of us about Maurice and about what he tried to do. And I think the message of it's not about achieving your dream, it's about following your dream, and they're not the same thing necessarily. I think it's too easy for people to say in that kind of X Factor way, American Idol way, everyone can achieve their dreams. It's not true, but if you commit to something, you might end up in a different way than you expected. But the act of committing and following your dreams is what's important, and that's what Maurice showed. He never became a great golfer, but as you see in the film, hopefully, he had a success in a way that he didn't realise, but that was almost more important.
I think he defined his own success.
He defined his own success. Success with his family, with those he inspired around him, and I think that's sort of the message of the film. Actually, if you commit to something, that is in itself a reward.
Well, yeah, we as a society think that success is number one, which is, wrong.
I think that Craig, you've said it. Actually, it's almost about reappraising what is success.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So we think reframing it means you win, but it actually doesn't necessarily always mean that.
No.
What did you come away with, each of you, doing this project? You always learn something when you do things. Did you come away with anything that you learned about yourself or about the project?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird when you're directing something. You try and put as much of yourself in it, so you can see, that it feels like it's yours. But weirdly, I feel like I have more of Maurice in me than there is me in the movie, if that makes sense. And mainly, like more to embrace my, for want of a better way to phrase it, my Kanye West. To be honest, like totally believe in myself, and if I think I can do something, do it. Don't listen to the haters, really.
Well, there were lots of practical things about filming and about shooting in a pandemic and stuff, but I think I think the value and the importance of family, and that came across, and meeting and talking with the real Flitcrofts, that really came across for me, and every time I've been involved in the film, I still find it emotional, and I think what's the emotion at it is that this connection that this unconventional family has. I think that always speaks to me, and I guess that's something we can all learn and think about.
Do you feel like his spirit was around while you were doing this? Did you get a sense of something amazing happening spiritually within yourselves?
I just felt pressure. I just felt, yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, it's a real person. It's a real person, and you don't want to be ignorant to him at all, and you want everyone to feel, anybody that knew him or knows him, to feel proud, and he's a legend. He's a real legend. So I didn't feel like I felt pressure more than anything else.
I felt the combination of the spirit of Maurice and his family, but you combine that with the spirit of Mark Rylance, Sally Hawkins, the spirit of Craig Roberts directing, the spirit of Simon Farnaby writing, and I remember thinking there were some early shots on the golf course, and Craig did a beautiful establishing shot that moved down, and
then Tom cut it.
And we cut it. No, that's too long. What's going on? There's not enough action. Get rid of it. No, that's when I thought, there is something special, and it wasn't, it's not just Maurice, but it was all these amazing talents coming together, and I felt something very special in some of those shots we were filming early on. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely felt. Yeah, absolutely. There was but to be honest, whenever you're making anything, it's a privilege. It really is. So it always feels like you're on borrowed time.
Well, I am happy you made this film because I knew nothing about this guy. So many of us didn't. So I'm excited to see this film.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for speaking to us. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. At the dance moves.
Yeah, so the dance moves, as much as it may not look like it to some, we trained a long time, and actually, yeah, we did go to stage school when we were younger, so it wasn't like we were coming from nothing, but we definitely didn't train in disco, so that was a new. I feel like we were born to disco dance, so I don't know. Even though we didn't train, I feel like the second we got into that, we had 7-hour lessons. I kept telling him, I don't need it.
Wait, 7 hours for disco training?
Yeah, every day. But I told him I'm just, we were naturals. I felt like this is it. And I almost thought I was going to quit the acting and become a disco dancer. And then they told us disco was dead. So we had to. We had an amazing choreographer and teacher called Drina Green, and she worked us like horses. I mean, we were dancing every morning to Earth, Wind and Fire. So it was fun, but yeah, we got it done.
Did you get to watch any movies about disco dancing so you can like mimic that?
I think we tried to steer clear of Saturday Night Fever. As much as I've seen it, we didn't want to like repeat the same moves. He already did that so well and so iconically.
The movie we did watch was a movie called Northern Soul. Are you familiar with Northern Soul? It was a very specific type of disco dancing and music. The music was very specific as well in the 70s. Look it up, Northern Soul. It was all. What was the move? It was like, was that the move?
Yeah, it was.
It was a very specific, energetic style of dancing, and they would jump and do stuff.
Like the northern off section of punk. So whereas in London the Sex Pistols and all the punk stuff was happening, in the north of England there was a lot of young people taking drugs and dancing very fast, disco. But it was still kind of a youth rebellion, and James and Jean had a little bit of the hard northern soul aspect to them, but then they had the disco flair, and they're a bit more flamboyant and fun. But we still put in the work.
You're in a very impactful movie, and it has a good message. So when people see this film, what do you want them to come away with?
I think I want them to come away with exactly what I came away with when I watched the movie, which is I felt inspired, and I felt, well, it's also just about family, right? And I think I want them to come away and call their mum and tell them they love them, and thank you for everything you've done for me, and their dad, and then I want them to also follow their dream. I want them to go right out of the cinema and do what, if they're doing a job they don't like, quit the job and just do what you love.
That's what I'd say. I'd say I think I want people to come away from this movie thinking that any dream that they have is possible, and you can kind of fail at stuff that you're not enjoying, so you might as well have a go at failing doing something that you love, and right, just that is true. Jim Carrey did say that, or his dad said that. But it really does have that message. I think it's impossible to come away from this movie and not think, oh, I'm going to write that movie, or I'm going to do this. Like you feel like your dreams are a little closer because he really shouldn't have been at the British Open, and he did. So anything's possible.
And he didn't care what people said. That's also very inspiring. Did you notice how no matter what people said, oh, you get off the green, he just hid in a bush, which is the extreme version of that. But if I've had people in my life say, oh, the acting, it's so hard and you'll never do it and you'll be broke forever, which is true for many years, but trust me, if you're not doing what you love, it's worth it, and he knew that.
If you can describe this movie in 3 words, how would you describe it? Each one of you, 3 words, and don't use each other's words.
3 words, okay.
You get to go first? Okay,
yeah, let's do it. I would say inspiring, family, epic.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
I mean, I had to
golf, disco. No. Okay, and I'm giving myself even less words.
No, you're not allowed to use golf or disco.
And you've used family and inspiring. I'm gonna use hyphenate, heartwarming.
Okay.
They should have been 2 words.
No, it's 1.
Warming wouldn't have worked as 1 word.
Heartwarming.
Funny. And
in the movie, he plays
deep. It's quite deep.
There we go.
Deep, man. It's a deep movie, man.
Social media, before you leave the carpet, where can fans find you and follow you?
Christian_Lees on Instagram. That's about it. Not really tweeting much. What about you?
I'm Jonah Lees on Instagram, and I don't even know what else I have. Just Instagram. Yeah, just Instagram. That's it.
I can't wait to see you move, so have fun tonight. Your impressions of Topgolf, what do you think?
It's amazing. I'm a very big golfer and big golf fan, so I've been dying to come to Topgolf, and I'm so excited that there is one here now.
When did you start learning how to play golf?
I started golfing like 4 years ago. My dad always tried to make me golf when I was younger, and I hated it more than anything in the entire world. And then 4 years ago, I started getting really into it and taking lessons, and now I'm obsessed.
So what is it about the game you love?
Everything. Well, I've always played sports, and so I think as an adult, there's limited sports to be able to play. So that you can't ever like master it. There's always something to get better at. It's a great thing to do with your day. It's outside. I golf with my dad and my husband a lot, and I just think it's something that I want to get good at.
So it pushes you to the next level and the next level?
Yeah, you got to keep trying.
How interesting is that? But before you leave the green carpet, what can you share with our audience about what's coming up with you? What are you doing now?
Right now, I'm writing and working on a show and writing a lot. Yeah.
Social media, how can we find you, follow you?
At Carly Chaikin on Instagram and Twitter.
Well, keep playing golf and getting more and more intense with it. Thank you so much. Jonathan, it's Topgolf. This is an amazing place. I've never been here. Is this your first time? I heard.
This is my very first time. This thing looks so much fun. There's like targets over there and all kinds of things. It just really looks like a gas. I really can't wait to play.
So you feel like a kid in a golf candy store?
A little bit of a kid in a golf candy store. Yeah.
Now, according to the golf game, right? How good is your game?
My golf game is like, I hear the movies about a guy who plays the British Open and never played golf before and does the work. That would probably be me. That would be me. Yeah. No, I played. I like the game, and I tried to. During the lockdown, I got a pro, and I got him to help me, and we worked on my swing. We worked on my short. We did all kinds of stuff, and I still suck. So
You couldn't be that bad. You got a pro. You worked on your swing. You worked on everything. How could you suck?
I did. I still do. I think I don't know. It's just not my body. Or it's just I haven't gotten it in my body yet. Yeah.
Well, when you get a chance to see the film, you can compare what he did to what you're doing.
All right, I will. All right.
But before you leave the carpet, tell your fans what's going on, what's coming up, what are you doing, what's happening in your world?
What's happening in my world? I'm doing there's a show coming out called Dark Winds on AMC Plus. I just did an episode of Bob Hart's Abishola, which is going to come out at the. Well, I love it too. I had a great time on that show. I got to do my Nigerian accent, in front of Nigerians, which was really, really a lot of pressure. So but I did it. It was great. It was fun.
Nigerians are very particular about
the accent. So I did that, and I just kept doing it, and nobody told me to stop. So it was all right. It was okay.
Thank you for chatting with us. Have fun tonight.
Thank you. I'll have a blast.
You got a good accent there, Nigerian.
Thanks.
That's pretty cool. It's all about golf. This place is super cool. I've never been here before.
It is my first time, honest to God, and it's the first time I've got 5 guys with me as well, and we all walked in, and we're like, oh, adult Disneyland, this is amazing. So we're already starting to bet with one another who's going to play better.
So did you play today?
I did not play today. I did not warm up because you know what? I don't need to warm because any day you wake up could be the day that you play par golf for the first time. You just don't know. The muses hit you. I don't want to overwork my muscles. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you heard that right. Patrick does not want to overwork his muscles. Okay, then. Well, what about the film? We didn't get a chance to see it. Did you get a chance to see Phantom of the Open?
No. Matter of fact, I don't even know the story that it's based on, but I do know Mark Rylance's work, and he's amazing. So if he's a part of it, I'm already thrilled.
But according to the story, this guy got into the game and couldn't play golf and played and was terrible. How did he even get into the game is what I want to know.
We were asking that question as well, but being terrible golfers ourselves, it gives us all hope. It's an aspirational film for every duffer out there.
Well, it's so good to see you. But before you leave the carpet, what's going on with you? Anything coming up that we should need to know? What do we need to know?
Right now we're running out the final season of Better Call Saul on AMC every Monday night at 9 o'clock. And that's occupying most of the summer. And then in the fall, I'm in a movie with Andy McDowell on Amazon called The Other Zoe.
You're busy.
I'm trying to stay busy. Got to do it.
Well, congratulations and have fun tonight.
Thanks so much.
This is my first time seeing this awesome place, and this is your first time at Topgolf?
Yeah, first time. This is the first time I've even heard of it, which is weird, but it's right up my alley. I used to play this video game. When I used to go to bars, there was a video game called Golden Tee, which is really just a tracking ball, and you just try and hit something as hard as you could. This is much more sophisticated and interesting, and I'm excited.
So, how many balls did you hit today? Did you get to do anything up there at all, or no?
What's that?
Did you get to do any playing out there? Hit any balls today?
Oh,
Nothing?
No, not yet. Not yet. No, I came in cold. Well, I wasn't here for the main event. I'm just here for the nightcap, you know? Yeah, yeah.
How was your golf game? Have you practiced? Do you learn how to do it? Who taught you?
You know, when I was a young man, in my 20s, working actor with too much money and time on my hands, I used to play probably 3 or 4 times a week, and my handicap was, I think, around a 7, which means I'd usually score 79 on a 72 par. Now I'm probably 30 shots over that. I'm well into the hundreds. I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible. Don't ever have children. They ruin everything for you. Everything.
Okay, that was good. But you are very funny. I like that. Did you get a chance to see this movie yet? Or will you stay to see the movie or get to see it at some point?
I have not had a chance to see the movie. We're watching it tonight. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's actually a story I'm unfamiliar with, but Mark Rylance I'm very familiar with, and I love that guy. Can't wait to see what he does.
I'm just curious how he got into the British Open to play, knowing that he's never played before. How did it even get him in?
Well, I mean, normally, yeah, I would think you have to play your way into that kind of situation, but I guess there must have been some sort of exempt, you know, maybe an old college buddy was running it or something like that, slipped him in the back door, you know. Maybe they needed to complete a foursome and they just picked a guy out of the crowd. I don't know. I'm going to find out tonight, just like us. Yeah. Yeah.
Before you leave, what's going on with you? What's happening? Tell everybody what's the plan.
Well, I'm one of those actors where I can't talk about the immediate plan that's coming up, but I'm returning to something that I haven't been at for a while. However, my latest thing that was out there, which took us 16 months to shoot over the pandemic, was the last season of Narcos Mexico, which is on Netflix now. It will be the third and final installment of Narcos Mexico, and very proud of it, and looking forward to whatever the next chapter is.
And so you should be. It's hard work being an actor out there. But tonight, I want you to enjoy the golf and enjoy the party and enjoy the movie.
Will do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.